Hello, I'm David Kay, and I'm here as part of the Community Reporters programme to talk to Sean McGonigle here at East Manchester. One of the things we're going to do with these monthly videos with Sean is to get Sean to answer questions that you put to him. If you've got any questions to ask Sean, then drop us an email, and that's david@msin.net, and that address will be at the end of the video. But we got an email from Chris West who asks, why did Sean let Eastserve down so badly, especially since 2003?
Well, let me say a few things about Eastserve first. Firstly, Eastserve I think is unique as a project. There's nothing like it elsewhere in this country, and probably nothing like it elsewhere in the world in some respects. And I think people need to understand that it's not a run-of-the-mill project in that way. It's had huge success. 5,500 local residents of East Manchester have got a subsidised, affordable PC computer as a direct result of Eastserve. They've been on training as a result of Eastserve, and many of them, 3,500 of them, have been connected to a wireless broadband network through Eastserve, of which 2,000 are still paying. We've also developed a website that's got a huge amount of local information, discussion forums, interactive public services that have been developed as a direct result. So that, Eastserve has achieved many things. That's the simple answer. The more complicated answer is that Eastserve has also, I think, quite importantly looked at how you engage the local community in projects such as Eastserve, where there's been I think the question is referring possibly in terms of the fact around 2003, at that time we had a lot of resident volunteers that were involved, both in terms of content and in terms of technical support to residents. That worked very, very, very well at the time. Very, very difficult to sustain, but it worked very, very well. We also, in terms of did a huge amount of work with the credit union, and I think there's been real benefits from local people becoming part of the credit union directly because of the loans they took out to get their computers through Eastserve. Eastserve's changed a lot over the years. It's gone through 3 distinct phases, and I think that the latest phase has taken it from about 3,500 to about 5,500 people receiving computers. It's gone out to a broad geographical area, and I think quite challengingly, and this is the critical thing that people need to understand, is that Eastserve has to see itself as a business. It can't be seen as just part of the regeneration programme forever or part of the council forever. It has to pay its own way. The challenge that you've got, and people might remember in 2003, there weren't many options of getting broadband internet access, and certainly not as affordable as it is now. There is a massive amount of competition out there, and that competition means that the prices are a lot lower than they were. And I think secondly is that a lot of people are now offering broadband as part of a package. You pay for your TV, your phone, your mobile, and you get your broadband as part of that package. Eastserve can't compete with that. Eastserve is still, small scale. 2,000 paying customers is very, very small scale, and there are real challenges in terms of the level of competition we face, and the fact that we don't have much. We have a very, very small amount of grant that will finish in June, and from June onwards it's a case of Eastserve having to pay its way. The money it gets in through people paying for the subscriptions is what we have to pay for staff wages, for the network, for the ISP, the internet feed, for premises, etc., etc., as well as paying for improvements to the network. Now, I don't know whether the question is asking about the quality of the service. Yes, we know it's not as good as it should be. Yes, we are looking to improve it. We know that we need to invest, if we can, in Eastserve as a project in terms of the actual network itself. We need money to do that. So what we are looking to do, we're about to go out to tender to try and see if we can get a private sector partner to come on board with us, the council and New East Manchester, to support us and to invest in Eastserve, to improve it as a project, to improve it in terms of the quality of the service we provide, both the internet, the connection that people have, and in terms of the customer service that people receive. We know it needs to improve, and we would hope that we can work with the private sector partner to do that. And most importantly, we get funding to help us to invest in the network, to expand it geographically, so that we get more people paying for it, and more people you have paying for it, the more you can invest in the project itself. that's where we're up to. All I would say to Chris is that Eastserve, if Eastserve was providing a poor quality service, people wouldn't pay for it. Full stop. That I'm absolutely clear about that. Doesn't mean that we shouldn't be looking to improve it, and we will continue to look to improve it. However, it has been a success on so many levels. Yes, if you look in terms of, it was one of 6 government initiatives that were trying to close the digital divide. It's the only one that survived. Yes, it could have been better. Yes, there's things that could have been done differently. Yes, I'm sure that there's plenty of things I've done that I look back on and think, well, I've only done that, or if only we changed it to that, or if only, life's full of if onlys, unfortunately. However, I still think that Eastserve remains a special project. It's not like it was in 2003, and nor was it ever going to be like it was in 2003. All I would say to you is that it is still a special project, that is still surviving, that I think still has a future if we can bring investment into it. And the only way we'll bring investment into it is to get a private sector partner willing to work with us to protect what's good about it and what works about it. The fact that it provides low-cost broadband connectivity to a deprived part of Manchester. There isn't, it's unique in that sense, and we can't lose that level of uniqueness. So I hope that you understand that it's not a straightforward answer, long rambling answer that I've given. It's because it's not simple, it's not straightforward. But we are committed to Eastserve, and we do think that we can find a way to actually protect into the future to continue to provide a service to people in East Manchester.